Alien. Earth is only 3 episodes in, and already Hawley has delivered a show that feels equal parts familiar and terrifyingly fresh. Episode 3, titled Metamorphosis, throws us straight into chaos with Wendy, Joe, the Lost Boys, and the ever-menacing Xenomorphs. But more than that, it sets up some of the biggest mysteries yet for the season, about Wendy's true nature, Boy Kavalier's ambitions, and just what the future of humanity might look like if Prodigy has its way. Welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Let's walk through the episode step by step, and then dig into what it all means. Wendy and Joe versus the Xenomorph. The episode picks up right where the last one left off, with Wendy running through the wreckage of the Maginot searching for Joe. She's not just fighting through the ruins of a ship, she's fighting against time, because Joe has already been caught by the Xenomorph. And the cruel thing is, Joe knows what's coming. He even yells at Wendy not to save him, begging her to stay away because it's a trap. But Wendy isn't the type to hesitate. Marcy, as Joe still calls her, barrels straight in. She finds him wrapped up in that classic Xenomorph goo, barely able to move. The tension here is great, because while Wendy is desperate to free him, the alien is creeping closer. Instead of a straightforward attack, the creature almost seems to play with them. It retreats, stalks, and circles. When it finally does strike, Wendy's only weapon is a blade ripped from a paper cutter, and in a shocking moment, she drives it upward through the roof of the trailer, impaling the alien. That might sound like a victory, but if you've seen any alien movie, you know what comes next. The acid blood. The whole container is flipped and chaos reigns. What's brutal is what happens after. Joe finally gets his moment to step up and try to protect his sister, but the alien's tail goes straight through him, throwing him like a rag doll. The second mouth almost finishes the job, only for Wendy to wrench it aside at the last second. The fight doesn't end with triumph. It ends with confusion. Wendy is taken, Joe scrambles after her, and when he finally finds her, the Xenomorph is dead. Its head has been ripped clean off, but Wendy isn't standing tall like a hero. She's terrified, broken, and moments later collapses in Joe's arms. And Joe, impaled and barely clinging to life, collapses beside her. It's not a victory, it's survival, and just barely.
Percent.
You don't know. Is that possible?
The Lost Boys and Morrow. Meanwhile, on another side of the Maginot, Slightly is stuck babysitting alien eggs. He's panicked, jittery, and exactly how any kid would act if asked to watch over facehuggers. Luckily, or unluckily, Smee shows up to keep him company, and the two of them fall into a kind of childlike excitement about their adventures. But that little moment of innocence is shattered by the arrival of Morrow. Now, Morrow is one of the most fascinating characters in the show so far. A cyborg with a mission, he's cold, pragmatic, and very aware of the corporate tug-of-war between Prodigy and Yutani. He sees Slightly and Smee, realizes they're unarmed, and instead of killing them, he studies them. The more they talk, the more he suspects that they aren't just normal synths. There's something stranger, something he doesn't understand yet. When they almost slip up about what they truly are, Morrow's arm transforms, and a blade slides out as he demands answers. But before he can go further, Kirsch arrives, stepping into the protector role. The boys hide behind him like actual children, and the whole thing underscores how bizarre and tragic their existence is. Morrow, before leaving, drops a chilling line. Yutani will never let Prodigy have what's on this ship. And then, as an egg begins to stir, he jumps from the Maginot, escaping to fight another day. That moment makes it clear. Morrow isn't just a hired gun. He's a wild card with his own agenda.
You can decide whatever you want to do.
Please, grow a spine.
Enough.
Boy Kavalier's dangerous obsession. Back at Neverland, the survivors bring home the unconscious Wendy, Joe, and even the decapitated Xenomorph. To Boy Kavalier, this is Christmas morning. He's practically giddy over the specimens, especially the alien egg, even getting close enough that Kirsch has to push him away. And yet, rather than be chastened, Kavalier doubles down. He issues a new rule. Only synthetics are allowed in the lab. No humans, no exceptions. Kirsch is in charge, and that means the hybrids are about to see more horrors firsthand. This is where the tension between Kavalier and the Lost Boys deepens. Curly, who has always been one of the sharper and more independent kids, confronts him about why Wendy is his favorite. Curly is convinced she's the most valuable because she's creative, imaginative, and thoughtful, qualities Kavalier prizes. His response is chilling in its simplicity. All geniuses are children, because they still have imagination. In other words, he's not just raising soldiers or scientists. He's cultivating minds that he believes will reshape the future. And now Curly finds herself drawn into his twisted competition for approval.
Is there any way I can make it up?
Just leave me alone, please.
Slightly's new friendship with Morrow. One of the creepiest developments in the episode comes later, when Slightly is alone and Morrow taps into his mind remotely. Instead of threatening him, Morrow starts talking to him like a peer, even a potential friend. It's manipulative, and Slightly knows it, but he's still a child at heart. He doesn't want to be alone, and Morrow uses that vulnerability perfectly. He frames himself as someone who understands, who isn't afraid of what Slightly and the others are. Then comes the riddle. When is a machine not a machine? It's cryptic, philosophical, and it hangs over Slightly like a curse. The kid can't answer it yet, but Morrow's words echo with meaning. Is it about identity? Is it about humanity inside of synthetic bodies? Or is it about something darker, something Morrow knows about Prodigy's experiments? Either way, this strange friendship sets up a dangerous path forward. Nibs and the existential crisis. For the first time, Episode 3 shines a spotlight on Nibs, and what we see is heartbreaking. Unlike Curly, who embraces her new form, or Slightly, who is still childlike, Nibs looks at herself in the mirror and sees only loss. She's unsettled by her synthetic body, disturbed by her surroundings, and haunted by the fact that her original human self is gone forever. Her despair feels raw because it's not just about fear, it's about identity. If she's not truly alive, what is she? If she's a copy of herself, does that even count as real existence? This storyline is one of the most human elements of Alien, Earth so far. It raises questions that cut right to the heart of what this show is trying to do. Blur the line between human, hybrid, and machine until we don't know where one begins and the other ends.
Assume I know everything from the feed. This is no longer a rescue mission.
Joe's surgery and Boy Kavalier's horrifying experiment. While Nibs struggles, Joe undergoes surgery. He's alive but in critical condition, and one of his lungs is removed and placed in a containment tank. At first, this just seems like a life-saving measure, but then Kirsch and Curly bring out one of the alien eggs. The facehugger inside is cut open, and from within its body, Kirsch extracts a tadpole-like xenomorph. And here's where things take a sinister turn. Instead of destroying it, he places it into Joe's lung, the same organ that had just been removed. The implication is horrifying. Boy Kavalier isn't just studying the xenomorphs. He's trying to engineer them. He's attempting to merge alien biology with human organs to create something new. Whether it's a hybrid, a controllable monster, or something else entirely, it's clear this is a game that will not end well. And the most twisted part? He might be willing to sacrifice Joe, knowing full well that Wendy's obsession with protecting him could either break her or bind her even closer to Prodigy's goals. Wendy's collapse in the lab. As all this is happening, Wendy senses the alien egg from afar. Her super hearing picks up the faintest screeching from inside and it overwhelms her. She staggers into the lab, twitching and in pain before collapsing completely. This isn't just exhaustion, it feels like a deeper connection. Maybe her encounter with the Xenomorph Queen altered her somehow. Maybe, as a hybrid, she has a neural link to these creatures. Or maybe it's something even stranger, some new twist Hawley is saving for later. Whatever the cause, it leaves her vulnerable at the worst possible time, while Joe's body is being used as the foundation for Kavalier's monstrous new experiment. What does it all mean? So what's actually going on here? Let's break down the key mysteries. Joe's lung experiment. By placing the xenomorph creature inside Joe's lung, Boy Kavalier is essentially creating a controlled chest-burster scenario. The lung could serve as a surrogate host, which means if the organ is placed back into Joe, he becomes a ticking time bomb. Either Kavalier wants to weaponize him, or he's testing whether humans can survive coexisting with alien biology. Wendy's collapse. Her fainting suggests a deeper connection to the xenomorphs, whether it's psychic, biological, or something implanted. It puts her at the center of the alien threat in a way no one else is. Nibs' struggle. Her existential dread isn't just personal, it's symbolic. The hybrids are meant to be humanity's future, but if they can't reconcile who they are, then the experiment may be doomed from within. Morrow's question, when is a machine not a machine, feels like the thematic riddle of the whole series. The Lost Boys are children in adult synthetic bodies. Wendy is a hybrid with emotions and attachments. Even Morrow himself is part machine, part man. Maybe the answer is that a machine stops being a machine when it starts thinking, feeling, or longing for connection. Or maybe it's darker. A machine stops being a machine when it's no longer under control. Our nerdy thoughts, Episode 3 of Alien. Earth pushes the series into bold new territory. It's not just about survival against the Xenomorphs anymore. It's about identity, morality, and the terrifying ways corporations like Prodigy and Yutani want to manipulate life itself. Wendy and Joe's bond remains the emotional core of the show, but it's being tested more brutally with each passing episode. Nibs, Curly, Slightly, and the others are beginning to splinter under the weight of their new forms. And Boy Kavalier? He's playing God, tinkering with forces he can't possibly hope to control. By the end of the episode, one thing is crystal clear. This isn't just a fight against aliens. It's a fight for the definition of humanity itself. And as Boy Kavalier's experiments grow more dangerous, and Morrow lurks with his own secret plans, it feels like we're headed for a showdown where no one, human, hybrid, or machine, will walk away unchanged. Alien. Earth has already proven it's not afraid to ask hard questions or to put its characters through the ringer. And if Episode 3 is anything to go by, the real metamorphosis has only just begun.